CONMEBOL's qualifiers, or South America's qualifiers, end in September, and they have 2 games left. The current standings are Argentina is already qualified, Ecuador is already qualified, Brazil's already qualified. Uruguay, Paraguay, and Colombia can essentially um, cement their ticket to the World Cup. It literally the next game, and then Venezuela and Bolivia are fighting for that 7th place to go to the Interconfederations playoffs. Peru hopes mathematically to get 7th place, and then Chile is essentially done. They're eliminated. Third straight time in a row, the golden generation of Chile was not able to produce a silver generation, or its silver generation was not able to produce a bronze generation, which is disappointing because um, I there's a lot of good um, Chile, Chileans that who's really good at soccer, and unfortunately, uh, but when I look at the squad, it does look like they're still trying to like milk the old cows to um, for good for all time's sakes, and I feel like Chile needs to start a new program. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not talking too much about Chile, but yes, the ones to look out for, or the games to look out for in September. Let me. Sorry, it's 'cause these people. Okay, so Uruguay versus Peru, 100%. If Uruguay wins this match, when Uruguay wins this match, Uruguay is also gonna stamp their ticket to the World Cup, and Peru is gonna be officially eliminated. If Colombia beats Bolivia, Colombia officially stamps their tickets to the World Cup, and so that should be the top five: Argentina, Ecuador, Brazil, Uruguay, Colombia. Oh, and there's also Paraguay. Paraguay versus Ecuador. Paraguay, I think, should be okay. Let me just double check so I'm not making any. Yeah. So all Paraguay has to do is tie. Uruguay, all they have to do is tie to qualify, and then Colombia has to win to cement their place at the next World Cup. Venezuela, all they have to do is win and hope that Bolivia loses versus Colombia. So this is why that Colombia versus Bolivia game is going to be very important for Venezuela um, um, on whatever side happens. Because if Venezuela loses and Bolivia somehow beats Colombia, there's going to be a lot of Venezuelan hearts that's gonna be broken. Because Venezuela is like this close of achieving something that they haven't achieved in a long time. In fact, never. They have never been to a intercontinental playoff for a World Cup, much less qualifying to a World Cup. So Venezuela has never had a chance. So them going to an interconfederation playoff would be the closest that they have ever been to going to a World Cup. Um, for a while there, they were in the top six. It looks like, I don't know, something went wrong, and now they're kind of dropping. So yeah, so that Venezuela game versus Venezuela plays against Argentina. Venezuela plays against Argentina. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's rougher. Oh, oh no, that's rough. Oh no. Okay, so yo. Okay, on the plus side, if both Venezuela and Bolivia lose, Then it's gonna come down to the last game, and then all Venezuela has to do is tie their last match. Venezuela plays. Oh no. Well, I mean, believe. Oh no, but it's at home. Oh shoot. I'm sorry. If you can see my bias is that I'm not a fan of Venezuela, but I very, 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 very much want Venezuela to take that interconfederation playoff spot because they are the only team in South America that have never gone to a World Cup. So this would be like a step in the right direction for them. Um, yeah, that is tough for Venezuela. So Venezuela plays Argentina and then Colombia. Bolivia plays Colombia and then Brazil. But the game against Brazil is in Bolivia, and Bolivia heavily, heavily is a different monster at home. Um, so I, so yo, Venezuela somehow has to come out with a tie against Argentina and hope that Bolivia loses against Colombia. That would be like the best case scenario for them. Best case scenario is actually if Venezuela beats Argentina. But I mean, yeah, sorry, let me go back to the group. Yeah, because if Venezuela ties Argentina, they go to 19 points. But the problem is that even if Bolivia loses, they're only 2 points ahead from Bolivia. So best case scenario for Venezuela is that they somehow beat Argentina in Argentina. I don't think it's gonna happen. So the next best thing is that Venezuela has to go for a tie over in Argentina. They have to go for a tie to kind of slightly give them a um, breathing edge. Bolivia plays Colombia. Colombia is going to be playing their hearts out in Colombia to secure their spot. So I think, in all honesty, I think both Venezuela and Bolivia are going to lose their respective matches, their first respective matches in September. And then it's going to come down to the second match where Bolivia plays against Brazil in Bolivia, which kind of gives Bolivia the edge. And Venezuela then plays Colombia, which, in all honesty, I'm seeing heartbreak for Venezuela here. I'm seeing heartbreak for Venezuela. I think in the last game, Bolivia is going to come out on top over Brazil, and Venezuela's could tie or lose against Colombia. If Venezuela pulls out a win against Colombia in Venezuela, sorry, that would be like a um, a picture perfect way to end the qualifiers, and they take seventh place. They're that close. They're that close, but it's tough. It's gonna be tough for Bolivia. I'm sorry. I'm talking. It's because yo, I'm so invested in these qualifiers. So, but yes, that is currently the qualifiers for CONMEBOL, the South American region.